One share in the Credit Suisse financial institution is good enough to justify a fraction of the price of a cup of coffee in Zurich, which isn't a trivial amount of money by any stretch of the imagination. On Monday, October 3rd, heckling sounds came out of the money system, leaving behind the type of nasty aftertaste that you experience before any massive disaster. The bank, which is the second most popular in Switzerland and is considered to be a global powerhouse in the industry, was dangerously close to failing. It's a terrifying prospect that just about an exact repeat of the Layman Brothers Collision on Wall Street in 2008, which sparked a worldwide financial crisis and sent the world economy into a tailspin. So, let's find out in this video what would be the possible reasons that such noises are coming out suddenly. Let's head to the video. Several parallels have been drawn between the potential failure of this bank and the failure of asset manager Layman Brothers in the United States in 2008, which was the catalyst for the most severe financial downturn that the country had seen since the Great Depression. However, economists advise against drawing such comparisons because of the major distinctions between that time period and the present day. Is there a reason that Credit Suisse is getting a look? Even though Credit Suisse market capitalization has been failing for several months, worker anxiety has increased significantly in the past week after CEO Ulrich Körner sent a letter to staff in which he attempted to reassure them about the bank's prospects. In the letter that was sent out on Friday, Körner warned against misleading the day-to-day share price with the bank's powerful cash position and financial condition. Furthermore, he asserted that the impending realignment would guarantee the bank's lengthy, successful development. In addition, Körner pointed the finger at the numerous totally incorrect declarations that have been created in the press about the commercial bank that has been around for 166 years. Instead of calming investors' concerns about the bank's status, the letter sparked fresh concerns among shareholders. Analogies to Layman Brothers, made by a group of investors with thousands of followers, such as Lark Davies and Graham Stephen, rapidly went viral after being published on social media by these shareholders. On Monday, shareholdings of Credit Suisse experienced a drop of up to 11.5%, reaching a new all-time low price of $3.64. In the meantime, credit default swaps, which are a type of asset that acts as a healthcare against a corporation reneging on its debt, soared to levels that had never been seen before. Credit Suisse, one of the biggest financial institutions, has been having problems for a considerable time now. In the past years, the lending company has mired in a slew of controversies that have damaged both its reputation and its financial statements. Among the scandals are the following: the swapping of employment for commerce in Hong Kong, the employment of undercover agents to eavesdrop on staff, the embezzling of cash for a criminal enterprise in Bulgaria, and the facilitation of crooked lenders in Mozambique, which involved the lender has consented to pay penalty fees totaling $475 million. In relation to the last controversy, the lender also consented to pay penalty fees totaling $475 million. The failure of the investment bank, Archegos, and the economic outsourcing company, Greensill, in 2021 also resulted in significant failures for the bank, which ran into vast sums. As a result of the chaos, the financial institution has seen a decline of approximately 60 percentage points in its market price just this year. According to Campbell R. Harvey, a professor at the Fauquier School of Business at Duke University, who spoke with Al Jazeera about the topic, Credit Suisse has the worst track record that highlights Archegos and Greensill, so there is not a significant trust. There has been a succession of CEOs. In addition, the CEO's inner memo to the staff did not inspire confidence, because it is always a signal of trouble when you have to clarify to your staff what is happening. Credit Suisse is planning to reduce the size of its financial institution as part of the reorganization that was declared after Körner's meeting in July. The company intends to place a greater emphasis on financial services. For Credit Suisse to be able to compete for reconfiguration, experts have approximated that the lender will be required to increase between $4 and $6 billion. This could be difficult to achieve, given that the shareholders view the lender as a progressively bad gamble. In the opinion of most market analysts, this is pretty doubtful. To begin, notwithstanding all of Credit Suisse's problems, the financial institution is capable of absorbing any damages because it has a massive capital base. Based on a comprehensive study conducted by JP Morgan Chase, The overall cash and cash equivalents amounted to 727 billion Swiss francs, which is $732.7 billion at the conclusion of the second quarter, with approximately 1/5 of those investments being kept in money. On Monday, experts from Citibank rejected analogies to 2008, mentioning that Credit Suisse liquidity coverage ratio, which is the fraction of a company's funds and other resources that can be rapidly obtained during an emergency, was one of the quote best of the bunch at 191%. I do not believe that this is a case involving Layman Brothers. Their Layer 1 ratio is 13.5%, Harvey stated, relating to the proportion of equity that is composed of fundamental investments. This proportion is regarded by policymakers as an important indicator of the company's ability to remain solvent. Since Layman Brothers filed for bankruptcy, the atmosphere of the worldwide banking system has also changed drastically. Since 2008, bank regulations have become much more stringent, and financial institutions now have additional capital in reserve to help control danger. Big banks usually are now much more effectively financially sound than they were in 2008, said David Skeel, a professor of business law at the University of Pennsylvania Law School, in an interview with Al Jazeera. My own perspective of Layman has always been that a big part of the issue with Layman ended in failure originated from the reality that everybody was hoping Layman to be bailed out, said Skeel. When Bear Stearns encountered difficulties in March 2008, US regulatory authorities gave the impression that they wouldn't allow a big bank to underperform. However, they amazed their business by allowing Layman to underperform. Due to the high overall amounts of capital and the significantly unique context that existed in 2008, we have a sneaking suspicion that the scenario at Credit Suisse will not have any knock-on impacts. Credit Suisse supplanted its CEO and outlined a new strategic direction in July, introducing recapitalization Guru Corner to reduce the bank's focus on financial services and save over $1 billion in the process. According to a study by Reuters from the previous month, the financial services company, Credit Suisse, was attempting to revamp and was seeking new investors for funding. At the conclusion of the second quarter of 2022, Credit Suisse cash reserves amounted to approximately 727 billion, which is equivalent to about $735.68 billion. Well, a downfall of a particular bank is a normal thing to happen and has been happening for centuries, but your views are very important to us. Share your views in the comment section below and don't forget to hit like and subscribe.